The African wilderness is full of deadly predators, ruthless competition, and a constant struggle for survival. Every sunrise marks the beginning of another battle, where countless animals must find food before becoming food themselves. In this unforgiving world, trust is rare, and friendships between different species are even rarer. Yet every morning, across the woodlands and savannas of Africa, something extraordinary happens. A small bird deliberately flies toward a sleeping family of mongooses. Instead of keeping its distance, it calls loudly from nearby branches, almost as if it is trying to wake them up. The mongooses slowly emerge from their burrow, stretching after a long night hidden underground. Moments later, the birds begin following them wherever they go. At first glance, it seems impossible. Why would a bird willingly spend the entire day beside one of Africa's most fearless hunters? Why don't the mongooses chase the birds away? And why has this unusual morning routine continued for thousands of years? The answer reveals one of nature's most remarkable partnerships, a relationship built not on kindness or friendship, but on intelligence, cooperation, and survival. Hidden within this daily ritual is an extraordinary example of how evolution can shape completely different species into perfect partners. Every call, every movement, and every step through the African bush tells a story of two animals that have learned to help one another in ways few people ever notice. This is the fascinating story of the hornbill and the dwarf mongoose. As dawn breaks across the African savanna, the landscape begins to transform. The cool darkness of night slowly gives way to golden sunlight that stretches across endless grasslands, scattered acacia trees, rocky outcrops, and patches of woodland. Birds begin singing from the treetops while insects emerge from hiding. Antelope cautiously step into open spaces to graze, always alert for danger. For many animals, sunrise brings opportunity. For others, it brings risk. Among the first creatures to awaken are the hornbills. Perched high in the branches, they patiently observe the world below. Their sharp eyesight scans every movement across the landscape. Unlike many birds that immediately begin searching for food alone, these hornbills appear to have a different plan. They know exactly where they are going. Nearby, hidden beneath rocks, inside abandoned termite mounds, or deep within underground burrows, a family of dwarf mongooses remains asleep. Throughout the night, they have stayed safely underground, avoiding nocturnal predators such as leopards, genets, large owls, and venomous snakes. The underground burrow offers protection, warmth, and security. But once morning arrives, the mongooses must leave. Food cannot be found underground. The hornbills understand this routine remarkably well. Rather than wandering randomly across the landscape, they fly directly toward the mongoose sleeping site. Landing on nearby branches, or even on the ground close to the entrance, they begin calling repeatedly. Their calls are not aggressive. They are not warnings. Instead, they seem almost like gentle reminders that daylight has arrived and it is time to begin another day's journey. Inside the burrow, movement begins. One by one, curious faces appear at the entrance. Adult mongooses cautiously inspect the surroundings before stepping outside. Young members of the group soon follow, stretching their bodies after hours spent curled together underground. The family gathers briefly before setting off into the surrounding woodland. Waiting patiently nearby are the hornbills. Almost immediately, the birds fall in behind the moving group. From this moment onward, two completely different species begin working together with remarkable efficiency. At first, the hornbills keep a respectful distance. They hop across fallen branches, glide between shrubs, and occasionally perch on low limbs as the mongooses spread out to search for food. To an untrained observer, the birds simply appear to be following. But every movement has a purpose. The dwarf mongooses are among Africa's busiest hunters. Small, fast, and endlessly curious, they rarely stop moving. Every few seconds they investigate another patch of leaves, another hollow log, another clump of grass, or another termite mound. Nothing escapes their attention. Tiny claws scrape through dry leaves. Noses probe beneath loose bark. Sharp eyes inspect every crack and crevice. The mongooses are searching for insects, beetles, spiders, centipedes, scorpions, worms, small reptiles, eggs, and anything else that can provide valuable nutrition. As they search, countless hidden creatures suddenly panic. Grasshoppers leap into the air. Beetles sprint across exposed soil. Flying insects burst from vegetation. Tiny lizards dash towards safety. Many of these escaping animals never make it. The hornbills are already waiting. With lightning-fast precision, the birds swoop down to capture prey disturbed by the mongooses' constant digging and movement. In seconds, they return to nearby branches before repeating the process again and again. Without the mongooses, finding many of these hidden animals would require enormous effort. Instead, the birds allow their hardworking companions to do much of the searching. It is an incredibly efficient strategy. Every overturned leaf becomes an opportunity. Every disturbed insect becomes another meal. Every hour spent following the mongooses increases the hornbill's chances of survival. Scientists studying this behavior have observed that hornbills often remain with the same mongoose group for extended periods throughout the day. They appear to understand the daily routines of the mammals and position themselves where they can take full advantage of every hunting opportunity. This remarkable behavior demonstrates something rarely associated with birds: planning. Rather than acting randomly, the hornbills make deliberate decisions based on experience. They know that following mongooses consistently produces better feeding success than searching alone. Over thousands of generations, natural selection has rewarded birds that recognize this opportunity. Those individuals found more food. They remained healthier. They successfully raised more chicks. Slowly, generation after generation, this extraordinary partnership became part of their daily lives. Meanwhile, the mongooses continue their relentless search across the woodland floor. The family remains surprisingly organized. Adults spread out just enough to cover more ground, while remaining close enough to respond instantly if danger appears. Youngsters imitate experienced hunters, learning where prey hides and how to capture it safely. Occasionally, one mongoose discovers a particularly rich food source beneath a rotten log or inside a termite mound. Almost immediately, other members of the group rush over to investigate. The hornbills are watching everything. Every burst of activity signals another chance to find escaping prey. The partnership continues without either species needing to communicate through complex signals or direct cooperation. Each simply performs its natural behavior. Together, those behaviors create one of Africa's most successful wildlife alliances. As the sun climbs higher into the African sky, the relationship between the hornbills and the dwarf mongooses becomes even more remarkable. What began as a simple morning routine is actually the foundation of a partnership that has helped both species thrive in one of the world's most challenging environments. The day is only beginning, and the true benefits of this extraordinary alliance are about to become even more apparent. If you enjoyed this documentary, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Wild Nature Chronicles, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next journey into the heart of the wild. Here on Wild Nature Chronicles, we bring you the untold stories of Earth's most fascinating animals, breathtaking wildlife encounters, and the incredible survival strategies that shape life in the natural world. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and remember, every creature has a story, and every story is waiting to be discovered. This is Wild Nature Chronicles, where the wild tells its own story.